Joey Hoops and the Who's leave the heels hurting. A great win to open conference play for Tony Bennett's Cavs. We'll look at the keys to the W. Who's for real? The Terps are relying on freshmen. The Canes doing it without their big man. Can the Ramblin' Wreck come back from being in last place last year? And Carl White brings the Thunder in the Seminoles win. Was that the best dunk of his career? ACC Live Breakdown is now. This is day one. This is it, the start of ACC Live. He's former North Carolina NBA great JR Reid. I'm Jeff Fischel. It's Monday. That means breakdown. We break down the start of ACC Conference hoops, all the games from this weekend. JR, the most impressive win.
Oh, undoubtedly, UVA's win over Carolina.
Last night, the Cavs looked so good, especially on defense. We will break that game down. Like I said, this is the launch of a new show, Monday through Friday, every weekday at noon. Take a break from work for 10 or 15 minutes. Here's what you'll see every day, every week. We start with breakdown on Monday, talking the hoops from the weekend. And then on Tuesday, trending. The best stories we find on the internet, and we want you involved. Tell us the stories you're talking about, and tell us what you think. Wednesday, ACC Live Access. We talk to the most important players and coaches, past and present, in the conference. Throwback, it's Thursdays. We show you how headlines today fit into the long tradition of greatness in the ACC. Then Fridays, tip-off, a look ahead to all the big weekend games. You are the key to making this show great. We want to hear from you. Follow our Twitter feed at the ACCDN, hashtag ACC Live. Hey, tweet us. He's at JR Reid 7. We've talked about this. You had 31, 11, 34, but you almost 7, right?
Yeah, I'm 7, yeah. I'm tied on 7.
I'm at Jeff Fischel. What did you think of the beginning of conference play? Let us know on Twitter or the ACC Facebook page. Now, let's get it going with our ACC Weekend Rewind. JR, we start with number 1, Duke, staying undefeated and making it look easy against Wake Forest.
Absolutely. Quinn Cook had it going on all cylinders. 14 assists and 22 apiece each for Curry and Kelly.
They were great from the outside, weren't they? Kelly, so fantastic. And if he could be pouring in points as the four-man, he's not looking for the ball a lot, but that kind of productivity from your four-man is fantastic.
Absolutely, one of the best stretch fours in the country.
Maryland dominated Virginia Tech, and big key was the freshman.
Absolutely. Seth Allen and Jake Layman combining for 41 big points. Not sure about what he was going to get from his young crew, but they did this weekend. Excellent play.
Mark Turgeon's team has won 13 in a row. Miami beats Georgia Tech, a special win for Coach Jim Larinaga.
Oh, 500 wins for Coach L. And a quality coach, and a man I've gotten a chance to know a long time. Was the UVA's assistant coach and recruited me for much of my career.
And he knows how to fire up his team, doesn't he?
Great
NC
guy.
State and Florida State, they struggled, but they both survived. 2
ugly games, 2 ACC regular season conference games, and they got it done. It was really ugly, but Wood stepped in and knocked down some big shots at the end.
He sure did for the Wolfpack. And last night, the Cavs completely shut down the Tar Heels, 61-52. UNC, the highest scoring team in the conference. UVA, the best defense in the conference. Defense wins out. Joe Harris, 19 points. Reggie Bullock looked good for the Tar Heels, 22 points. He didn't get any help. The rest of the team shot under 30% in the game. All right, JR, we knew this game going in. Contrasting styles. The Tar Heels like to go up-tempo. UVA likes to slow it down. Clearly, Virginia won with the pace we saw last night. What did you see last night that perhaps should have Roy Williams worried?
Oh, well, the ability for Coach Tony Bennett to get his pace of the game and the way they wanted to play and to run their screen sets against Carolina was optimal. And here we go right here. We'll see. You'll get an opportunity to see how UVA did a great job offensively. Weak side defense for Carolina was horrible. Here we'll see the screen from UVA's big man, and Strickland just is lost. He should have his back to the baseline right now. He should see man and ball, finally readjust, and it's too late. Harris is out there spotting up for the 3. And here we're getting more of the same. We're not coming off the screens. They're not coming off the screens the way they're supposed to. He's supposed to be bodied up to the man coming off in size. He tries to cheat up the middle and hand down, man down, knocks down the 3. And we have another example of Carolina woes, and this is the same. It's not much. It's just a little brush screen right here. And he comes off on screen. He just lost contact with another tremendous shooter, and he got to pay the cost.
UVA looked good, and they got a boost last night. Jontel Evans back from being injured, away 9 games, but he looked solid.
Oh, absolutely. All AC defensive player last year, really runs this team. They really need his leadership on the court.
Tony Bennett gets another guy back who can play great defense, and plus he adds 8 points and 6 assists. You can't teach tall, you can't teach fast, but UVA, you can teach defense, and they were playing great defense last night. All right, UVA is home Wednesday against Wake Forest. Carolina gets Miami next. Let's get to some of the other big stories in the ACC. Here's what's happening in the ACC now. The Maryland women, led by Baby Braun. Alyssa Thomas got a big win last night over Florida State in a battle of ranked teams. The 8th-ranked Terps beat the 19th-ranked Noles 71-64. Thomas, check out the line. 20 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. Terps coach Brenda Fries called it a great ACC battle. Tonight, the BCS title game. Future ACC member Notre Dame taking on Alabama. The Irish, the only undefeated team in the country. The Sabins going for their 3rd title in 4 years. Everyone asks me, when does Notre Dame come into the conference? Could be in the next couple years. We still don't know. I'll tell you when we know. The conference lost a football coach to the NFL. It was a coach who'd actually never coached an ACC game. It sounds confusing, but it's true. Syracuse head coach Doug Marrone is reportedly becoming the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. The 'Cuse, of course, joins the ACC this summer. He's led a turnaround for the Orange. They struggled for years. Now he's got them winning again. In fact, this year they went 8-5 and won the Pinstripe Bowl. So Marrone on to Buffalo. All right, JR, I hit on Notre Dame, Alabama. Who do you like tonight?
Oh, got to go with Alabama in defense. Defense going to win your championships.
The Tide certainly knows how to play defense for Nick Saban. The Irish also can play some D, but you like the Tide tonight. All right,
yes,
all
sir.
right. We're having Riley Skinner, by the way, in tomorrow to talk about the BCS championship game. Coming up, we have a nominee already for the best dunk of the season. Carl White, send it home. But JR, you said you've seen Carl do better.
Yeah, that's a good one, but I think I've seen a little better.
All right, we'll talk about that. Plus, conference game number 1 proves whether a team is a contender or a pretender. We'll look at some teams that had question marks coming in. You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows Phone. The ACC mobile app. Live games, video, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Search ACC Sports on your mobile device.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
The ACC Digital Network, the ultimate video destination for ACC fans. Exclusive highlights, live streaming games, and original live programming, unique access to the student athletes of our time and the legendary voices of all time. Defining moments, personal stories, incredible analysis from authentic ACC sources, cutting-edge content from the leaders in the digital space. The ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacey from Springfield.
Oh,
Hello?
yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
Here's what's on tap this week on ACC Live, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. On Trending Tuesday, Riley Skinner is here. We want your reaction to the BCS title game. Wednesday, my one-on-one with Coach K. He talks about what makes this team so special. Throwback Thursday, Mason Plumlee's been one of the best players in the country. Who's the best Duke player ever? We look at the candidates. You tell us who's number 1. And Friday, it's tip-off. Mike Jaminski will be in to preview all of this weekend's upcoming games. Welcome back to ACC Live Breakdown. I'm Jeff Fischel. He's the North Carolina great JR Reid, the big man. All right, we're breaking down all of this weekend's games. You can see the best plays every night with our must-see moments. Find those on our YouTube channel. Florida State's Carl White certainly got our attention Saturday with this must-see moment against Clemson. Watch and listen.
Lob pass. Oh, wow! Oh, Carl White. And that brought everyone off the bench for Florida State.
But Carl White with the emphatic finish off the inbound play.
Whoa.
This thing's getting thousands of hits right now on YouTube. People just want to watch that over and over again. And, of course, a lot of people reacting on Twitter. You've got to see some of these tweets. The hypercritic summed it up in 6 words. Akara White is a bad, bad man. And then Kenny Ward 92 tweeted, Akara White, good Lord. And then the FSU hashtag. And then Coley Harvey, of course, writer for the Orlando Sentinel, has a good memory. Akara White just threw down a two-handed dunk off an inbounds alley-oop. That play was similar to a dunk he had against NC State last year. You know, Coley has a good memory. He's absolutely right. Akara was a bad, bad man to the rim last year against North Carolina State. Ooh. Check that one. All right, JR, so here's the question. Which one is better? The one Saturday or this one right here last year against NC State?
Saturday's was a monster, but this one hand off the out-of-bounds set flattened out the defense, got it up over the rim, and Akara White put it down hard. That's a man's dunk.
I'm partial to the one-hand jam. A degree of difficulty right there.
Absolutely. The one hand allows you to get up a little higher and get a little more funky with it.
We like funky. We do. So the question is, which dunk was better? What do you think? Tweet us at the ACCDN. Do you agree with JR or not? Do you like the two-hand jam from Saturday? All right, 6 teams are 1-0 feeling good. 6 teams are 0-1 and not happy. Let's see what's next for the ACC. Tomorrow night, number 1, Duke hosts Clemson. Then 4 games Tuesday, BC and Blacksburg. It'll be interesting to see how NC State rebounds. Of course they won, but Georgia Tech could be a tougher test than Boston College.
Oh, absolutely. Georgia Tech's got some good athletes, a little weak inside, but good players.
We were talking about Maryland, 13-game win streak. Florida State, the defending champs. That's a good test for the Terps.
Yes, they are. But I think Maryland's going to get them. They're playing really well.
I mean, between those freshmen, Des Wells, Alex Len, that team is very good, not to mention Nick Faust. And then Miami, North Carolina. I can't believe we're talking about potentially the Tar Heels starting 0-2 in the ACC, but that's a good test Thursday night.
It could happen, but Miami's a monster still.
So now we've seen these teams get a conference game, get a conference test. It's time for our Ruby Tuesday Fresh Perspective. JR, I'm going to run through some of the teams, and you tell me, pretender or contender. Let's start with Maryland, that team that's won 13 in a row. Pretender or contender?
Oh, they're definitely, Jeff, a contender. They didn't know exactly what we're going to get with the non-conference schedule, but I think Saturday they showed you what they have. They've got a great freshman class, and they're believing in each other right now. The Coach Turgeon has got these guys playing. The locker room is much better than it was last year. Look for them to be in the hunt towards the end of the season.
And like I said, with everyone playing so well, they didn't even miss the fact that Nick Faust just played for 5 minutes the other day. I mean, they still looked fantastic. All right, next team up, Miami. Pretender or contender?
Oh, they're a contender, Jeff. You know, this is one of my favorites. You know, we call him Rodney Big Draws Johnson, but he's out with an injury. But they've got enough bigs to step up. Kenny Kaji's been a little out with the numbers are a little down, but Gamble has stepped up and picked up the slack. But look for Kenny Kaji's numbers to step up. A lot more of this. A 7-footer who can put the ball on the floor, get to the hole, and create his own shot.
Give this team respect. They're top 10 in RPI. This is a very good team. All right, the Yellow Jackets, they lost to the Canes, but what do you think, contender or pretender?
I'm going to have to go with the pretender right here, Jeff. They're still not ready. They're just lean inside. And here against Miami, you see how they just struggle to score. They give good effort. They've got good perimeter players. And they also have a better locker room than they did last year. I know they love the positivity, but not many good things happen when you shoot the ball into defenders' palms. They've got to get bigger, meaner, and stronger inside.
I'm taking down notes. Don't shoot into defenders' palms.
It's not a good look.
Last team, the Cavs. They shut down the Tar Heels. UVA, contender or pretender?
Even before last night's game, I thought that we need to see a little bit more from UVA. I'm going to say it's a question mark right now. I'm going to see them play a few more ACC teams, but Coach Ben has definitely got them going in the right direction.
I'm on the bandwagon, by the way. I'm on the Tony Bennett bandwagon for this team. Even though they lose Mike Scott, I think this team knows how to play defense, and they will be there in March. It's time, right now, for JR to unveil his first ACC power rankings of the season. 1 through 10. 1 through 12. Let's start with number 1, Duke, of course.
Well, Duke's looking good. Number 1 team in the country. Mason Plumlee's been phenomenal. Some other great shooters. Seth Curry's not too bad.
NC State at 2, despite struggling against BC. Maryland, Miami without Reggie Johnson. You like that?
Yeah, I still like Miami, and they couldn't move up.
Because when Reggie Johnson comes back, 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's a double-double walk.
Florida State, Virginia, North Carolina 7 after starting the conference with a loss.
Yeah, that loss was ugly, but watch for Clemson. Clemson's playing 9 guys in double-figure minutes, so they've got a lot of guys that could get in.
All right, so do you agree with JR's power rankings 1 through 12? Tweet us at the ACCDN. Tell us why you think he's wrong. Tell us, JR, this is your chance to tell JR Reid, no, man, you don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, send him. I answer all
He's great.
tweets.
Yes, he responds to all the tweets. At JR Reid 7. I'm at Jeff Fischel. Hey, one last story. Wrap things up with our hoops junk. It came out over the weekend that Kentucky coach John Calipari has started using heart rate monitors on his players in practice to measure their effort. I'm guessing what it really does is scare them into working harder, right?
Definitely. I'm glad we didn't have these in school. I don't know if the heart monitors to see if you have a heart or if you're not working hard enough. Which one is it? Carolina might need to get one or two of those.
Feels a little Big Brother to me, but hey, the guys run sprints if they don't play hard enough, so I guess that's going to work. Hey, thanks for watching ACC Live Breakdown. Tomorrow at noon, it's our trending show. Riley Skinner, Kelly Asher here to talk about the BCS game. We have a special treat if you're such a big fan. A singing player. That's only here on the ACC Digital Network. Oh, we're getting word, sorry, in my ear right now. Doug Marrone to the Bills. It's official. I was talking about it on ACC Now. We now know officially Doug Marrone, the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. All right, thanks for watching. Remember, we're back here tomorrow at noon on ACC Live.